Hello there and welcome back to the Chap's Guide, the channel where we go on a journey of exploration through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now it's a wonderful spring evening here in southern England and the weather has changed for the better. And for me, that means I put away all my winter colognes, all those Corums and Aramis, nice classics, and I bring out my collection of summer colognes, which are much more zesty and aquatic, citrusy in nature. So I'm going to change some of the reviews which I do here to focus more on the seasonal offerings. And there can be few more seasonal summer offerings than Davidoff Cool Water, a perennial favourite of people for many years when it comes to the warmer time of year, and for good reason. And we're going to talk about Davidoff Cool Water today, and we're going to talk about its origin story and its attributes.
Davidoff Cool Water, the power of cool.
Now, although it seems that Davidoff Cool Water has been with us forever, it's actually only been around since 1988 when it was released by its parent company. So what, 34 years. But the company goes way back further than that. It was created by a Ukrainian Jewish gentleman called Zeno Davidoff, who used to be a specialist tobacconist operating out of Geneva in Switzerland. And the company's diversified, changed its format over the years, but today it's a Swiss-based luxury goods company producing a number of leather goods, eyewear, cigars particularly. I mean, Zeno Davidoff originally was known as the king of cigars because of the wide offering of cigars which he created and produced, and hence, you know, the company still has a very strong presence in the cigar world today. But Davidoff Cool Water, one of the few fragrances released by the company, it's fair to say by far the most successful and the most well known, and yeah, been around now nearly 35 years. So what's it like? Let's give it a try. Now let's have a look. Really good atomizer on this one. Little spray on the back of the hand and let that do its work. Very easily, instantly recognizable fragrance to anybody who enjoys clean, fresh summer fragrances. Now, Davidoff Cool Water is very much an aquatic, aromatic fragrance, and it's well known in the fragrance world for sharing many of its accords with that much more expensive, much more highly regarded fragrance by Creed of Green Irish Tweed, and I would agree with that entirely. Green Irish Tweed is one of my all-time favourite gentleman's colognes, and when you smell Cool Water, it's remarkably similar. In fact, you know, 9 times out of 10, unless somebody is an expert, you would mistake one for the other, which is great if you like Cool Water because it's vastly less expensive than Green Irish Tweed. So let me tell you about the accords, because they are quite pleasing, and I'll be precise. The top notes are of the sea, lavender, mint and herbs, and I'd agree with that. There is a hint of mint. It's definitely aquatic in nature. You get that salty fragrance that you often get with the aquatic aromatic fragrances. Mint, herbs, yeah, I'd go along with that. In the mid notes that you get with this fragrance, sandalwood, floral elements, and again, I'd agree with that. There's a hint of florality, somewhat enhanced by me being in the outdoors right now, surrounded in the springtime by the flowers breaking out of the ground around me. And in the base notes, it's musk, cedar, oak moss, tobacco, so quite masculine undertones when it dries down. And I'd go along with all of that. And yeah, its striking similarity to Green Irish Tweed is, yeah, what really grips you. Aside from all those technical accords, what's the essence of Cool Water? Well, for me, it is a marine, fresh, clean fragrance, which is crisp sporty, and it's something which really does put me in the mind of the outdoors. And particularly, I live quite near to the sea. I'm no more than a mile from the seaside where I speak now, and it is very maritime, aquatic in nature, as it's designed to be, of course. So very much of that nature. Let's talk about the specifics. What about the season? When would you wear this? Well, as you can imagine, and I've already said, it's very much a warm weather fragrance, this. It's light and zesty. It's the sort of thing which lends itself very well to the warm weather. It's not cloying, it's not domineering. It's a light fragrance, something you could wear, on a day to the beach or an evening in the yacht club afterwards. What age would I suggest that people wear this? Well, I actually think it crosses the boundaries of age. It's not something for mature people, it's not something for younger people. Its very nature is that it's ultimately very wearable. So I think you could wear it regardless of your age. If you're 20 or if you're 50. I'm 51, I wear it pretty much every day this time of year at the moment. So it's something which I don't think you need to be constrained by saying this is for younger folks, this is for more mature folks. So what time of day would you wear this? I would say certainly in the daytime or possibly the early evening. I don't think it's got the chops to be worn in the nighttime. Certainly if you're thinking of going out to a club or a place which is thriving with other people, this isn't a powerful fragrance. It's not a powerhouse. It's the antithesis to a powerhouse. It's quiet and subtle. So it's not going to be noticed if you're wearing it in a large group of people in perhaps a big public situation. It is something you could easily wear to the office, or wear if you don't wish to offend people when you're close up to them. So if you're an elevator operator, this is going to be fine. If you're spending a lot of time in a car with somebody, this is going to be fine. So it's got that sort of nuance to it. Is it any good for an occasion, special event? Well, I've kind of already said that. I mean, if you're going out in the evening to a group of friends for a special birthday, this isn't going to be noticed. You might not even, people won't get the sense that you're wearing a fragrance because it's got that background essence to it. So no, I wouldn't say this is something I would wear, for a special night out, or if I was meeting the President of the United States. I'd want something with a bit more punch than that. What's its masculinity like? Modest, I would say. This isn't a hyper masculine fragrance. It is something that a lady could wear, in my opinion. It's quite easily could be pressed into service as a unisex fragrance because it doesn't have that hyper masculine, hard-hitting powerhouse elements to it. It's something that you can wear throughout the day, and as a result, I think a lady could wear it equally. What's its longevity like? How long does it last when you apply it? I would say moderate at best. Typically I apply this in the morning, normally after I've had a shave and I've had my morning routine, and by lunchtime I can barely detect it. But it's pretty good. I mean, that's kind of what you'd expect for an aromatic aquatic fragrance. These are not long-lasting, hard-hitting powerhouse fragrances. They are light and airy. That's why we wear them in the summertime. So, you'd expect that. It's not a negative, it's a positive. And with that in mind, you're not going to be surprised that the projection is only moderate as well. When you enter a room, you're not going to be knocking the nose off somebody standing 10 feet away. That's not what this is all about. So from a projection point of view, again, merely moderate in my opinion, but it changes on everybody's, skin chemistry, obviously. What about third-party comments that I've had? Positive. My wife only yesterday walked behind me, I think, when we were walking around the house, and she caught a hint of my cologne, and she said, "What are you wearing? That's rather nice." And she doesn't always do that. I wear a lot of different colognes. I'm always testing something in the house. I'm always asking her opinion, and she doesn't always give a positive result. So actually, Cool Water, she liked it. It's something that I think, most people will find pleasing generally. It's just the very essence, the DNA of this is pleasing, pleasant background fragrance. Nothing too offensive. What does it look like? Well, let's have a look. It is a classic blue bottle. I don't know if you can see that, the sun shining through that. It's very blue, navy blue, well, aquamarine probably, I would say. And it has the feel of quality. It feels like a good item. It feels like it's well put together. The bottle is faceted around the edges, quite simple in many respects. Very simple on the front, just Davidoff Cool Water, differing fonts, and Eau de Toilette, which as far as I'm aware is the only potency that this product is available in. I believe this is 125 millilitres, so fairly large bottle. Nice quality lid on it. The metal work seems good quality, as I've showed you before. Pretty good atomizer. Really nice smell, I have to say, and yeah, good quality bottle, looks the part, puts you in mind of what it is. A nice aquatic fragrance, doesn't it? When you see this, you think immediately this is a decent, and you know, when you look at the bottle without ever smelling it, it puts you in mind of what this smells like. A maritime fragrance. The box it comes in, again, mirrors the look, very blue. Nice shiny bottle, if you want to give it as a gift. As I say, 125 millilitres, not much information on there, but what is it? It's just the box to help us to deliver the bottle to us in good order. So not a lot going on there, but yeah, it's fine. It's exactly what we expect it to be. What about the value proposition? An important thing when buying any fragrance. How much does it cost? And again, you know, like many of the fragrances I feature here, this is ultimately an extremely affordable fragrance and a very good value proposition from my point of view. I bought this bottle a little while ago, £21 from Amazon, UK. That is a good price for 125 millilitres of a really nice fragrance. Now, admittedly, if you're going to wear this all day, you might want to top it up at lunchtime, you know, take a little decanter bottle with you, put a little squirt on after lunch if you want to keep that fragrance prominent throughout the day. So you're going to be using it fairly sparingly. But that said, it's not a bad price. I think it's really good value for money for what is a quality product that's been around a long time. So no issues from that point of view. So how would I describe it in summary, just to finish off? Well, I would say this is a fresh, marine, slightly soapy, very clean smelling fragrance, which is going to be ideal for wearing in the daytime in the summer months. I'm going to leave it at that. It's as simple as that. Now, normally I talk about celebrities or famous people who I imagine could wear this, and this is how they may smell, the cologne they may choose. And this is an interesting one. I thought for some time about this. Who is the classic, clean, fresh smelling guy who you think would smell like cool water? And I decided it was going to be Tom Hanks, the perennial, good performing, steady pair of hands actor who always delivers, always does good work. I imagine he smells clean, fresh and zesty, just like Davidoff Cool Water. Take that however you want to take it. It's merely my observation. So I hope you've enjoyed this video review today of Davidoff Cool Water Eau de Toilette, a classic summer cologne and good for any gentleman at this time of year. If you have, I would encourage you to give us a thumbs up, and if you're not already a subscriber, click that red button and join us on our future journey together here at the Chap's Guide. Until then, take care of yourselves, smell clean and zesty, just like cool water, and I'll see you again very soon.